The way the leaders of Turkana are talking now, I've heard of the leader of West Pokot. It seems instead of leaders blaming each other, I think it's high time the Minister for Internal Security to be called in this house to answer questions concerning security of areas that are been hit by banditry, and especially Turkana. There are some counties in North Rift. That matter should be followed, Mr. Speaker, and make sure that people are not being killed day and night the way we are seeing. And it's not only the Turkanas. This is a free Kenya, and many Kenyans are staying there, Mr. Speaker. You'll find people coming from Vihiga who are staying in those areas. So it's a matter of national security to ensure Kenyans are safe wherever they are. And it is the duty of the state to ensure Kenyans are living peacefully in most of the counties. It is not only in North Rift, the same thing is happening in Lamu, it's happening all over. The Shakahola saga, you're finding that our people we are burying people day and night. Mr. Speaker, this issue of Maliza Uhalifu should be followed to the latter. The area has been actually gazetted as dangerous and a dangerous zone because of the war against the banditry that is taking place and the cattle rustling. Turkana, Mr. Speaker, if you look at that land of Turkana, if you can compare with Israel, Turkana is a land that can feed Kenyans. From the onset, Turkana is a rich county. There are several minerals there. And if Turkana can be an example whereby the government can take charge of that land, do irrigation, this issue of men carrying sufurias for food, it will not occur. Kenyans will be able to be fed. I think it's high time the minister to come into this house to answer questions of members. Instead of, we debated it a few months ago when it was brought here. And now here we are discussing the same thing. We will keep on discussing and there's nothing that we shall achieve. The only thing that should happen, Mr. Speaker, sir, can the minister in charge come to this house and answer us and speak to us and tell us whether Turkana, West Pokot, Pokot as a whole, Marakwet, is it part of Kenya or they are not in this country? And I'm very sure, Mr. Speaker, if that is done, I think there'll be peace. We want to get food from Turkana. We want to see the Turkanas living well. Even me, I'll want to go and stay there. In my village, I have several women from Turkana who are married to my sons in my county. So we want more Turkanas to live happily like any other Kenyan, the way Kenyans are living happily in Nairobi here. So I can see Honorable from Budalangi admiring the girl from Turkana. And now he's
Honorable Mary Emase, before Teso.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. I arise as one of the leaders from the attacker communities in Kenya, of which the Turkana and the Iteso subscribe to join my cousins in condemning, and my colleagues in condemning the insecurity attacks in Turkana and in the North Rift. Honorable Speaker, it is very sad. It's a very sad day indeed. And probably the questions we should be asking the CS. Does it mean that there's nothing this government can do to arrest the situation once and for all? Are we that helpless? Are we that helpless as a country? What will it take, the government, to stop and restore peace in the northern region? If it is resources, can we be told in the budget committee we allocate the resources so that we have enough in terms of resources needed to address the issue of insecurity in the North Rift? I remember in January 28, when the CS himself visited the region, after he left, there were several attacks in Turkana and other surrounding areas. So I want to join Honorable Meli, who has just alluded to the fact that this insecurity is not only affecting Turkana or the northern regions, it's affecting the entire country. As we sit here as leaders, each one of us, we have lost our constituents. I remember from the time of Baragoi, I buried so many of my youths. And those who survived, resigned, never went back to serve the nation in their capacity as soldiers. I have lost my own Teso people in Kapedo, very senior ones, through landmines. We have buried all of us, seated here in this house. And we continue to speak about insecurity. In my county, this insecurity is affecting the economy of this country. We have women and business people from Busia who collect dry fish in Turkana to come and sell in Busia. Insecurity is affecting free movement, is affecting transportation, is affecting many other sectors. So we are told that insecurity is caused by this banditry, and that this banditry is part and parcel of the culture of the people of the northern region. But even the Constitution itself says, the lawyers can help me with the article, that if there are any cultural practices that are not beneficial anymore, that have negative impact, they should be discouraged. So if banditry is a matter of culture, something can still be done about it. But it is very unfortunate, and it is sad at this era and age that this country continue to speak about insecurity. I think something has got to be done. Honorable Kindiki, I know you're listening to us, you are trying, but I want to tell you, try harder. Do something to address the issue of insecurity in Northern. Thank you, Honorable Speaker.
Honorable Beatrice Elachi.
What about gender?
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Today I want to thank you first, so that now men can understand why when we are in a